Hello GBGers, and welcome to the first anime review. My name is Gingerbread Gamer, and I of course am the ginger that's been bred for gaming. Now I bet you're wondering why I'm not using my headset anymore. This is because I get a clearer voice quality without my breathing coming through the mic. Now for the reason why this is coming out on Thursday instead of Wednesday. When I put this video out originally, the show got a little bit of a copyright strike, and I had to remove it because I was trying to use clips from the show to give more of a visual representation of my opinions and how I felt about the show. So I'm going to be giving a little bit more detail on certain things in the show, and instead of using the clips, I'm going to go into more in-depth of the clips I was going to show, but using my own voice instead of let the shows do the talking for me. And now on to the real task at hand. Today I'll be reviewing the anime called Say I Love You. Yes, there are air quotes. There are quotes in the title of the name, or if you go by the Japanese name, it's Tsuki Te Ri Nayo. Probably butchered that, and I'm sorry guys. So now let's start the review. What I got from the first episode is that the story is based around this girl named Mei Tachibana, and a male protagonist by the name of Yamato Kurisawa. Mei is a standoffish loner type who doesn't really talk to anybody because of what happened in what seemed to be elementary school. What ended up happening is the class was given a pet rabbit to take care of, and it died because it was given something to eat that it probably shouldn't have been given. Mei and a couple girls from her class had walked in and fed the rabbit something because Mei said the rabbit would eat anything, so they did. The girls threw Mei under the bus and got her into trouble with the teacher, and it made her feel like friends and boyfriends were unnecessary. So for the next 16 years, she stayed by herself, just going through school, getting her grades, and just moving on in life. Now, Yamato Kurisawa, the male protagonist, is considered the most popular guy in the school, and it seems that rumors spread about him very quickly. Because you can hear girls just like talking about him and just conversating about things he's done, like in the hallways, even as like background sound, which I thought was a really good introduction to the show, seeing how he's supposedly the most popular guy and like every girl wants him and fawns over him like all the time. Now, he can be in his first appearance in the first episode, he's talking with one of his friends by the name of Kenji Nakanishi, whom we'll delve into a little bit later. The two are talking about how Yamato seemed oblivious to the girls he went to dinner the night before from a different school. This shows a character trait in Yamato that you don't see very much in anime, a trait that is easily classified as selfless, because he likes to try and make everyone happy, therefore the reason why he didn't take the girl's phone number, because he didn't feel like she was really that into him, because he tries to look past all these things, just to keep people happy, and he's very protective of others that he cares about. Now, during this conversation, we're also introduced into another character in the series named Asami Oikawa. Now, she's a bit of an interesting character in the series because she comes off as ditzy, but can be strong about her feelings. Kenji is in love with her because of the fact that she's his angel. Now, in the English version, this is a little different. Kenji loves Oikawa for her curves and her smile rather than the fact that she's an angel. Well, normally when you classify someone as an angel, their voice is soothing, they're beautiful, they're always like top notch in your eyes, and the English version kind of perverts him a little bit more, which, I mean, yeah, he is kind of perversive, but the American version, the dub, puts it in more of a light than they normally do in Japanese animes. So I don't know how I feel about this, because I'm okay with the dubbing and the recreation in English. Like One Piece, for example, they changed Sanji's cigarette to a lollipop because kids were watching these shows, so they needed to change these things. So, but when they make it so the lines are different, and I know Japanese to English isn't perfect, but when you change a character's lines, thus changing his personality trait right off the bat, I'm not exactly too strong about that. I mean, he's supposed to be perverted, but really, guys? Now, there's so much more I can delve into this review, but that'll take the fun out of watching for you guys. But I do want to show you what I feel is the defining moment of Mei and Yamato's relationship, and will set in motion the gears that turn into the events that'll come to pass for the whole show. Now, Kenji and Yamato were walking up a hallway, and these girls were holding down their skirts because you can see up them because they're so short. So Kenji makes a few comments, and they call him perverted and stuff like that, and he looks up the hallway, the stairwell, and sees Mei walking. Doesn't realize it's Mei but she has a really long skirt, so he says along the lines of, "You can't fool me with that long skirt, I will see those legs," kind of thing. So he pulls on it. Mei turns around and glares at him. Now, Yamato had walked up at this point and was telling Kenji that he needs to not do that. That's rude and disrespectful. So Mei hauls off and kicks Yamato, and he just falls down the stairs. Now, everyone's freaking out. They're like, "Oh, that was rude of her to kick you. It wasn't your fault. Kenji's the one who did it." Now, Yamato starts laughing after Mei proclaims, like, go die, asshole, stuff like that, and leaves. Now, Yamato starts laughing and says her name, Mei Tachibana, to show real interest into the character. Now, this is really what kicks off their relationship, because after that, Yamato follows around Mei and tries to talk to her. But Mei, of course, doesn't talk to him because she's trying to be alone, or she doesn't want friends or a boyfriend or anything like that. Now, Mei first met Yamato kind of indirectly before the whole stairwell thing. When Kenji was exclaiming his love for Asabi, he bumped into Mei and she fell over, looked at him, and gave him a scowl. And Yamato was like, "Who's that?" He was like, "You don't know? She's in my class. Her name's Mei Tachibana. She doesn't talk to anybody. She just goes through school basically." And Yamato exclaims, "Oh, well, she's interesting." Now that's what I really got from the first episode, is that there's a lot of character development just in the first episode. It's very interesting to see such a big character development within just the first episode of an anime, and I absolutely love it. Now in the second episode, things get a little bit brighter for Mei. She starts to trust Yamato as she starts to build feelings for him. Like the episode opens up with her having a dream about him, and it's quite entertaining to watch. And she also starts a friendship with Oikawa that I thought was a very good thing for Mei, since she's starting to open herself up to other people and talk to others a bit more. This is clearly represented by the fact that Mei stands up for Oikawa against two girls that were making fun of her because of her large chest. Only to have Kenji walk in and screw it up because he was hit in the face in gym class, so while he was exclaiming that having a big chest is okay, guys like that sort of thing, he gets a nosebleed and things get taken the wrong way, so she runs away. Now Mei and Kenji follow after her, and Kenji doesn't know what to do. So Mei gives him some advice. He goes to the classroom where he feels like that's where Oikawa's going to be, and exclaims his feelings for her, so they start dating from then on. This really pinpoints Mei in a learning experience because she's starting to grow as a character, and that's amazing. First, episode 2, to have that much growth in a character, to be able to trust Yamato and trust Oikawa and trust Kenji and be able to talk to these people in school is such a big character development for her, and I feel like this is a really good way to start off a show. Now, when it comes to the episode 3, there isn't really much to talk about because the fact is, it's a huge stepping stone for Mei, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody by giving any of it away. So, the one thing I will talk about, though, is the relationship Mei has with her mother. It's very strong, and the conversations they have are funny at times. You don't see her father or hear anything about him, though, within the first 3 episodes. But you do see a picture of her father on her mother's desk, table, while she gets ready for work in episode 1. Now, this can mean one of two things. Either he's away at work, or he's passed away. Like I said, in the first 3 episodes, they don't really talk about that too much. Now, another really great thing about episode 3 is that Yamato and Mei go on a date. I use air quotes because Yamato thinks it's a date, but Mei really tries hard not to say that it's a date. And it's really quite funny, their little introduction, because while Mei's at home, she's really stressed out about this, trying to pick out clothes and stuff. She's just going to get a haircut, and Yamato's just tagging along, but she's really trying hard to pick out clothes. So, I don't even think Mei realizes what this is, but apparently, by Yamato standards, they're going out. Now, I wish I could tell you more about this date, but it's huge and it's crucial to the storyline, so I refuse to ruin it for you guys. Now, like I said, I only watched 3 episodes, but I did watch it in the dub and sub, and there's a lot of differences, but there's a lot of similarities as well. Differences including characters' lines and stuff like that I talked about with Kenji. Now, I do want to note 2 more things. Note number 1, I would like to point out for you people that are semi-worried that it's all going to be serious and no comic relief. We do have Mei's mother. I mean, when Mei's picking out the clothes for her date to the barber shop, or the parlor as they call it, Mei's mother walks in while she's cleaning the room, vacuuming, and walks in and sees Mei trying to pick out clothes. She's like, "What are you doing?" Mei's like, "I'm just trying to pick out clothes. I'm going to the parlor." She goes, "But why are you trying to pick up dresses and stuff? Are you going on a date? Yay!" And they do this whole little comic animation style to show them doing a weird dance, and it's really funny, and I absolutely love it. Now, note number 2, Marshmallow. Marshmallow is Mei's cat. Now, he has to be one of the greatest anime cats in the history of ever. I mean, he absolutely gives no fuck about what's going on, but he's like Mei's rock. He's always there for her, and he just doesn't care. He's always happy. He's always he has this big smile on his face, and it's just, you can't ignore that he's in the frame, because He's just big, white, and fluffy, and he makes himself predominant to the characters that are in her house. So he's the Rock because he's always there whenever May needs him. Now, like I said, because he's always around. Her mother isn't always around because she's always working. And like I said, her father is either away at work or he's dead. So we don't really know about the father too much. So Marshmallow is the biggest Rock May could ever have. Now for my final verdict, GBGers, I would like to give this anime an 8.5 out of 10. The reason why I give it the score I do is because I only watched the first 3 episodes, and these are just my first looks and opinions on the way things go. Things could happen that would make this a 10 out of 10 for me, it could make it a 9 out of 10 for me, but because there's so many unanswered questions that I have to give it an 8.5. Because, like I said, it's the first 3 episodes. Like I said, I'm not going to give any more away for you guys. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I really want you guys to watch it. I highly recommend you watch this. Actually, I think I may go watch some of it now. So, thanks for tuning in, GBGers. This is GBG, signing out. I fucked up again. Yes! Yes! Blooper reel, guys. It's coming back for you. Cue it! Cue the bloopers! Fuck, even with it written down, guys. Even with it written down, I got it written down, and I still fuck up. And I still fuck up. Took too long of a pause. Yay. Yay. Clear cloice. Clear cloice. Clear cloice. Clear cloice quality. Blah.